On the calm, clear, star-filled night of April 14, 1912, the supposedly unsinkable ship, Titanic, struck an iceberg. This was the beginning of a tragedy that would go down in history as one of the most shocking maritime disasters. Aboard the Titanic, passengers were relishing in the delights of the luxurious ocean liner. The evening was filled with laughter, music, and the clinking of champagne glasses. The atmosphere was electric, yet tranquil. The sense of security was unparalleled. And why wouldn't it be? They were on the largest ship in the world, a marvel of engineering, a ship deemed unsinkable. Then, almost imperceptibly, the ship grazed an iceberg. Many aboard didn't even realize what had happened. A shudder, a moment of stillness, and then life resumed. Those who did sense the collision, those who felt the icy chill of premonition, remarkably, remained composed. They held on to their faith in the ship's invincibility, even as the unthinkable began to unfold. Almost unnoticeable at first, when the ship hit the iceberg, many didn't even realize the tragedy that was about to unfold. It was a serene night, filled with laughter and the clinking of glasses. The passengers, wrapped in a cocoon of luxury and safety, were oblivious to the danger that lay ahead. The initial impact was subtle, a mere shudder that rippled through the Titanic's massive frame, barely enough to spill a glass of champagne. The crew, however, understood the gravity of the situation. With a sense of urgency masked by calm professionalism, they went about their duties attempting to assess the damage and devise a plan. Their composed demeanor played a crucial role in preventing panic among the passengers. Women and children were given priority to board the lifeboats, while men assisted in the evacuation process. Yet many refused to leave the comforts of the ship for the cold, uncertain embrace of the lifeboats. The idea that such a marvel could be in danger simply didn't cross their minds. Their disbelief persisted until the ship began to tilt forward, signifying the beginning of its descent into the depths below. This was the moment when the reality of the situation began to truly set in. As the Titanic started its sorrowful descent, passengers clung to whatever they could, their faces etched with the dawning realization of the impending disaster. In the midst of this chaos, however, there were touching displays of bravery and humanity. The ship's orchestra, a group of 8 musicians, had been entertaining the passengers when the iceberg hit. As the ship started to sink, they continued to play, their music a poignant soundtrack to the unfolding tragedy. In a world turned upside down, their melodies provided a sense of normality, a beacon of comfort in the face of overwhelming fear. Through this horrific scene, the orchestra played on, offering a sense of normality until their final moments. Despite surviving the tragic ordeal, many struggled to comprehend the magnitude of the disaster. The morning sun found the sea eerily calm, a stark contrast to the tragic chaos of the night before. Survivors aboard the lifeboat stared in disbelief at the empty expanse where the Titanic once stood proud. The Carpathia, a ship that received the distress call, arrived on the scene and picked up the survivors. The shock and trauma were palpable as the reality of the catastrophe started to sink in. Men, women, and children, all bound by a shared experience of survival, were united in their grief and disbelief. In the face of such a disaster, the resilience of the human spirit shone through. The survivors, though scarred by the tragedy, slowly started to rebuild their lives. Despite the haunting memories of that fateful night, many found the courage to step aboard ships again, continuing their journeys to distant lands. Even those who experienced this firsthand found the courage to board other ships and continue their journeys. Years later, the monumental task of salvaging the Titanic from the seabed ended in failure, adding to the ship's legendary story. This colossal ship, once a marvel of human ingenuity, remains a symbol of our collective history, lying 2.5 miles beneath the surface of the North Atlantic Ocean. The Titanic disaster has left a profound imprint on our collective consciousness. It serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of life, the arrogance of mankind, and the power of nature. The failed salvage attempts further underscore the Titanic's untouchable status, preserving its mystique for future generations. The Titanic story endures, captivating imaginations worldwide. It continues to inspire countless books, films, and songs, reflecting our enduring fascination with this historical event. This tragic tale has become a part of our shared human narrative, a symbol of resilience in the face of adversity. The story of the Titanic reminds us of human strength and resilience in the face of adversity, a story that transcends the bounds of time.